Welcome back to the next big pod. It's been over a week, but we're back with loads of news, basically with regards to Cal Frampton, the press conference, the ticket fiasco. On the call tonight, we've got Ainsley, Andy Potts, Rocco, and Alex Morris. Now, basically, I had a full list of stuff that we were going to talk about because we've got a big fight card, well, three big fight cards this weekend, but and I had all the best intentions of kind of just talking about this for 10-15 minutes because of the press conferences, but basically, with regards to the day with the ticket fiasco, I think this is going to eat up a bit of time here. Now, I'll make it clear that I had my ticket sorted for weeks, so this wasn't as much as an issue for me. So, in case people think that he's just better as fuck, he's not got a ticket, it's his own problem. I had my ticket sorted for weeks. I tried to get other people tickets. I'm still trying to work on that right now. And as people seen on Twitter this morning, tickets were sold out before they were even on sale, and that was basically on Matchroom's website. And I know people are saying, why you're not blaming Cyclone Promotions? Well, because Cyclone Promotions had sold all their allocation as it was. They told everybody to go to Manchester. And so I think the majority, if not all, the blame is with Matchroom and the fact that they are sponsored by StubHub as well. So I'm kind of trying to save my rage for Ricky Burns later on. I'm kind of trying to be a bit mellow here because I know if everybody else has got loads to say, but I mean, Alex, I don't know what to say here. Like, you do another podcast, and there was like a certain person on there that kind of took great pleasure in this, and this was just how it all kicked off the day. That there was some people here that thought it was funny that people weren't getting tickets, or people are getting ripped off, or people are going to have to go to like a scouting company. What's your opinion of this shite?
Well, I was looking for a ticket today, and obviously I missed out. I'm not too upset about it because of the idea that, even though I'd prefer not to, obviously, but I'll have to, become Team StubHub eventually. Probably a bit closer to the time. The ticket prices now are absolutely, disgustingly extortionate, and that's why I think a lot of people got upset. And a lot of people were angry, shall we say, some of the people taking the piss. I can understand taking the piss. I mean, fucking hell, we're one of the biggest piss take pods out there. We constantly troll, we constantly have a laugh and things, so I'm not too bothered about that. But if some people thought it was necessary to defend StubHub, to defend the practice of touting by saying that, it happens all the time, it happens with football events, it happens with rugby events, this is no difference. Where's the tact in a comment like that? Where's the, especially when you've got a ticket yourself, where's the tact in comments like that when people are clearly pissed off and clearly feeling absolutely ripped off when so few proper boxing fans got an actual ticket for face value? You come up with a comment saying that, oh, well, it happens everywhere, get over it. It's just embarrassing, I think, for people to. I can understand, like I said, piss taking, well, haha, you haven't got a ticket, I got mine weeks ago, unlucky lols, but, that's trolling. People troll the fuck out of each other. But there's no excuse for defending the practices, the fraudulent practices of StubHub and Matchroom's involvement with them. It's, you can argue all you want about how, he's definitely legit, there's no proof for him getting a cut from these sell-on tickets or whatever, and the exorbitant prices. But why is he even associating with them? Why he's condoning the practice by being associated with them? He makes money off of them, and they make money off of him. That's how sponsorship works. StubHub aren't sponsoring him out of the goodness of their heart. They get something from him, and he gets something from them. And the fact that he's merely condoning what they do by, pushing Anthony Joshua, his biggest star, onto their website and being associated with their website just shows that he's happy for this practice to go on. And it's fucking fraudulent, and it's disgusting. And anyone who I mean, I can't blame people for buying the tickets and stuff. I mean, I just admitted that I'll probably have to do it myself. You know, you can't blame people who give in and buy the tickets because it's a massive event. And what you have to do is blame the people that allow this process to go on, i.e. the actual ticket touts, and the people supporting the ticket touts, i.e. the fucking promoters. It's fucking disgusting. And that's all without a tinfoil hat. And if I put on my tinfoil hat on, he's clearly taking a fucking cut from it. There were tickets on there minutes and possibly, people definitely saw tickets on there before the 9 o'clock release. It's fucking outrageous.
I know basically that Cyclone Promotions were contacted by a business who wanted to take a bulk 300 tickets there and then, and they were refused. And I know as well that Carl Starker, I think, could have basically sold like maybe 2,000-3,000 on his own. So these companies were already here, like, trying to get the tickets. They were being refused, and we can only go with what we're being told. And if they're refusing these tickets, then these tickets are coming from Manchester Arena or Matchroom. There is no other way about it. I mean, Ainsley, you were probably in the same boat as everybody else trying to get tickets here. Like you were on it. You actually had the refresher button getting rattled, and at no point did you even get close to getting any tickets, did you?
No, I fucked about quite a bit. Well, I was going to go down, and then I thought, no, I'll decide against it. So I was set up at about 8 o'clock, and then I seen the shit on StubHub at fucking 10 to 9. And then I straight away, as soon as I sent in the chat and says there's something not right here, then it suddenly got took off when a couple of people tweeted and I didn't even stand a chance. And then every time one popped up, by the time I went to do it, it was gone. But then, I mean, it's not even just StubHub here, because it's like the one picture said, $7,000 tickets on.
What was that? That was on Viagogo.
And apparently these are the ones. So this documentary that people are talking about, apparently Viagogo, the people on there who got a lot of shit for it. So I don't know, but you know what I mean? It's easy to say, oh yeah, it's not Aaron's fault, but fuck it, there's a lot of tickets ending up on there. And I know there's a lot of people who want to make money off stuff, but I think Aaron put the numbers out. It worked out about 9,000 went onto public sale at 9 o'clock.
Did it? Fuck.
Yeah, well, and I saw there was apparently around 4,500 to 5,000 tickets on StubHub at highest point. That's not just a few people buying tickets and throwing them on, is it?
Oh no, it's clearly just normal fans buying it and trying to fleece people. There's absolutely no connection there between Matchroom whatsoever, mate.
No, well, Andy, I know this isn't illegal, but see, with regards to Eddie Hearn being a promoter and being linked with StubHub, it's not illegal, but surely as a boxing promoter here, it's immoral what he's actually doing here. He's always on about that he's here for the fight, he's here for the fans, he's the saviour of boxing. This is what people call him, and he's got a link here to StubHub. It's his sponsor, and it's no coincidence here that they're constantly flooding the market on StubHub. I mean, we seen the shite that he said today that basically that the tickets that they do give StubHub, they have to be sold face value, but Hearn's been known to lie. So why should we take him at face value when basically every time he's got like a big fight on, they always end up StubHub anyway?
Well, yeah, that's the point about it. Like I said, I mean, even if he isn't directly giving them to them for to overinflate the prices and take a cut of it, it's the fact that he's associated with this scummy process that rips fans off is bad enough. Why is he associated with them? It's fucking disgusting.
So what I don't get is if he's got this link with them and he wants everything to be fair and all this, surely they could have made some agreement where Ern said, yeah, all right, we'll have this link up with you, but we want you to limit the prices. Don't be fucking going and having them at 20 times the price within like 2 hours of them going out. You know
But
what I mean?
what I don't understand is why is the need for to have like a link to StubHub in the first place? I mean, Andy, like, there's plenty of ticket agencies that can be used. There is no reason for even like Ticketmaster. Why not just use Ticketmaster? Why not
Well,
just sell? Why just not sell the tickets through Matchroom.com? Why
see
do
the
you
thing,
need
Brian.
StubHub?
See on Monday, when they announced that the tickets would go on sale on Monday, on it was a Matchroom tweet.
Yeah.
I actually favourited it, so I had it saved, and I checked it on Wednesday, and Ticketmaster and Manchester Arena were the two outlets to get tickets. But then, I'm sure it was Wednesday evening or maybe Thursday. In fact, it was Thursday. It became, I think Carol Frampton has tweeted it, as well as Barry McGuigan. I'd seen other people tweeting it, that Ticketmaster weren't selling them, and a lot of people were saying, it's Ticketmaster Ireland has them, but they didn't have them either. So it was between Monday and Wednesday, there was a period where Ticketmaster were going to be an outlet to sell them, and then all of a sudden they weren't. And the only place that you could get them was Manchester Arena, or basically if you knew like any of the fighters to get tickets. It stinks. The whole thing is something I don't understand. It's very unethical, I would say, for obviously Matchroom Sport to be associated with basically they're legalised ticket touts, and that's the God's honest truth. It's what they do is just take tickets and just rip fans off, and it's not fair. It's not fair at all. It's horrible.
Just in defence, well, it's not really in defence, but it's a side note. So the website that was signing them eventing, I can remember a bit ago when I ended up getting tickets for Crawley versus Murray late off, and it was off the same website. So I'm not sure if there's some direct link between Manchester Arena and that website. But someone also told me earlier today, was on about it. The reason for having these ticketing websites to do it is they will pay Matchroom. So you know there's this booking fee, in inverted commas, on the tickets. Apparently that's where they make their money, and they pay a percentage out of that. I don't know how true that is, but the main issue, if we're on about booking fees, is when you're on about StubHub, and you have to. Well, you don't have to. They recommend you take the insurance out, because if you pay £1,600 for a £200 ticket, and the ticket's dodgy or you don't get it, and you've not got the insurance, you lose all the money.
I'm pretty sure the day there was like £50 booking fees on tickets, and with regards to the booking fee, I'm pretty sure that the amount of David Tate pulled out about 3 fights, was it? And the kind of rumours were that he was still making a kickback off the booking fees because nobody was getting him back. He was still making some sort of money back for him, so he was getting money even though nobody's fighting. But Rocco, I know you're not going to go to the fight, and this doesn't really concern you because like you actually just want to watch on your telly. Is Rocco actually there? Or is he away making cheese? Is he away making cheese sandwiches? He's away making. So I'm here. Right, so you're here. Right, I know this doesn't concern you because you weren't going to go anyway, but just put yourself in the position that you want to take your children somewhere, and basically the cult have bought all the tickets to go and see fucking Snow White and the Seven Pubes or something like that, and you can't get any tickets, and basically it's just all you go in and it's all the tickets are on StubHub, and you're having to pay like 4 or 5 times the price of that. There must be something done here. I know people are saying that you've posted a link with regards to like the documentary, and the government are going to look into this, but surely they need to fast track this because there is no getting away from it here. It is basically extortion. That's all it is.
Well, yeah, I've posted a link, and I'll post it again later. It'll be on the next Big Pod one. And that documentary, that Dispatches thing was, I don't know, a year, 2 years ago, and I watched it, and I was like disgusted. Because what they done when they sent undercover people into, I don't know if it was StubHub, I think it was Viagogo and another one. And like when, like, I can't remember exactly, but the tickets, they used to get them off of the promoter, or whoever promotes a lot of the big concerts, like World Nation or something the promoters are called. But they used to sit there, all the people in the office, with like books of credit, because as soon as the tickets went on sale, they was all like ringing up, getting as many as they can get. I mean, all of that disgusts me. Even the booking fee. Years ago, when I used to go to football matches or concerts, whatever, I always thought the booking fee was to pay for the poor cow that's got to work all day, like selling the tickets on the computer in the box office, or for the postage, right? Booking fee used to be £1.25. Now it's fucking £10.25. What's a booking fee for? Who gets that money? The booking fee? Does the arena or the promoter? Who gets that fucking booking fee, mate? Right? And this is people. I'm not being a killjoy, right? People think, you know, when I say about watching it at home, I genuinely believe if you want to see the best view of a boxing match, then you've got to watch it on the telly. But good luck to anyone that goes, right? You know, but I just find it disgusting that, and it's like the people that really want to go never get the tickets. So if you're a big, a massive boxing fan, a big Carl Frampton fan, right? It's not like some football clubs do, where they do like a loyalty thing, like, you know, where if you buy the ticket to this game, you're guaranteed one. You're not guaranteed one with it. So there's plenty of people, like big boxing fans we've seen today, that haven't got tickets, which is a shame when you know that some fucking... Because it ain't like the old days where it was like a couple of blokes outside with fucking Stone Island jackets. You want a ticket, mate? You want a ticket? Now it's these big companies like Startup with like lefty fucking hipsters sitting there on their fucking computer on their laptop, buying all the tickets and then selling them for inflated prices. It's bollocks. Sorry.
Just a quick one on the booking fees, Rocco, as well. And I'm sure when I first started buying fucking tickets stuff like that 9-10 years ago, it was one booking fee. But now it's for every ticket. So if you get 10 tickets, you pay 10 booking fees. So it's not a booking fee. If you know what I mean, a booking fee is supposed to be overall. It's just another little way of squeezing money out of people. But then it's a booking fee, and you have to fucking pay postage.
And it's,
The only one you don't need to pay book fee on is the VIP tickets, which is fucking ironic considering they're the most expensive.
And I'd never go VIP. So, fuck that. 800
you know, the only way around it would be one day for literally everyone to say, do you know what, we're not paying it. We're not paying it. But obviously that's never going to happen because, you know, people are always going to think, oh, well, I'll pay it. Do you know what I mean? And I understand. I listened to an interview with Eddie today where he tried to explain it. Right? And what he said all made sense. That, you know, given so much to each fighter and blah, 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 and that people are going to buy a ticket, even if they're not big boxing fans, and they think, well, come the week of the fight, I'll try and sell it for $4. I'll sell it, then great, it's paid for the Christmas presents. If I don't, fine, I'll quite happy to go to the fight anyway. So I understand that, and I understand people doing that, even though it's not very nice to think that a real fan misses out, or a real fan has to pay fucking £500 instead of £80. But unless everyone makes a stand and refuses to buy them, which is never going to happen, then it's never going to change.
Alex, is there anything they can actually do with regards to like selling tickets to maybe change this? Like, I know there was a festival that they were putting the identification on the tickets for each person. I don't know how much extra cost that would be, but they were putting the identification. I don't know if they were maybe doing, you know, how the new passports has just got the kind of photo ID kind of printed on that. I don't know how more expensive that is, but surely this can kind of curb this. And if this man is like, a man of the people, he's all for the fans, surely he could absorb some of the cost to basically make sure that the fans are the ones that are actually getting these tickets.
They don't want to, that's the problem, isn't it?
I think, I could be wrong, but I think I saw it might have been Danny Robson. He tweeted something earlier. He was on about like Glastonbury, how they managed to avoid it. And I think he said that someone had mentioned to her about having like photos on the tickets or some sort of ID with it, and he was like, "Oh no, it's too much of a mess about to do that."
but he's not doing that.
No.
He's got other companies doing this for him. Why does he need to concern himself with that? He just all he needs to do is hire the people that are printing out the tickets to do this. It's not that hard. And all you need to do is you need to take identification with you to get when you go there. And if it doesn't match up, then I'm sorry, you don't get in.
Yeah.
There's absolutely you know what? I know it's legal right now, but see with StubHub, if they're allowed to keep carrying on doing this, why not? Like, I mean, see when normally somebody sells a ticket, it's because we'll just play stupid here. If somebody's selling a ticket, normally it's I'm double booked, I can't go there, or I've got something else on now, I can't do this, I need to go and do something else, so I need to sell this ticket. But these people are putting the tickets on at the very first minute as soon as they get them, so it's premeditated. They obviously know that they only bought them for that reason. So is there not something that StubHub can say, you know what, tickets can't go on sale for like a month, 2 months down the line or something like that. They just don't allow them to put the tickets on right away, man, because it's clear as day why they're doing that.
Yeah, but this morning I don't even know what. So I thought, I'll just bang. I just put Quig Frampton in on the phone. Just Google search straight up StubHub, and this was at like 10 to 9. I'm like, what's going on here? But
see, the thing, they're not going to change anything, because the fact is, they all make money. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a way they're making like 40, 50, 60, 100% markup on the tickets. So they're not going to stop. In a perfect world, they would, and you would get everybody that wanted to get tickets would get them. But it doesn't work that way. It's basically, as Brian says, it's an extortion racket. It's a way to make money, and they're not going to stop, because at the end of the day, people are still going to pay because they want to go. And it's just, it's horrible. It's horrible.
It's the same situation, and we're probably going to be talking about it later, like I said, with the belt organisations in boxing. You know, it's never going to stop. It's corrupt as fuck. It's blatantly corrupt as fuck. And the only people getting ripped off are the fans. But the reason why it's never going to change is because the people that are actually involved in it are all happy about it. They're not losing out. Matchroom don't lose out by selling their tickets to StubHub, and you know they go up to, they get possibly even get a cut from them. You know, they're not complaining about that. StubHub are laughing their fucking tits off with their booking fees and all the rest of it. And you know, like I say with the belting thing, the WBA and promoters get a nice shiny belt and fool casuals into thinking their fights are worth more than they actually are, or you know, a nice cheeky ranking. And you know, WBA get thousands of pounds for it. It's a fucking joke, and it's incestuous, and it's disgusting, and it's never gonna stop, ever.
Well, I just hope the people that want the tickets somehow get them, and I hope that the prices eventually kind of crash and people don't buy them right now and just wait for the prices to drop. But I think we've done this to death. But there was obviously 3 press conferences this week with the build up to this fight. One in Manchester, one in London, one in Belfast. The one in Manchester and London was extremely tame compared to Belfast. I mean, I've been to Belfast a couple of times, and it's probably the best crowd I've been to. And I say that I've been to some Ricky Burns fights, but the Belfast crowd's absolutely fucking insane. And I don't know about yous, but I've not watched all of them because I can't go watching like Joe Gallagher because he's a fucking badger shagger. But in my opinion, I think they got the better of these press conferences. It just seemed as if I know that it's personal for Carl and Barry McGuigan because the way they done him over, be trying to put him on Luke Campbell's undercard, the way when he left, he turned around and called Shane McGuigan, says he was not a promoter, the way that they belittled him after that quick fight with some fucking bantamweight it would have been, where they says, we'll go and get Santa Cruz, we'll go and get Kiko, you just keep bumping into walls, you're going nowhere. And then they belittled him again with regards to the cheque. When they fine well knew that how much money was involved in this fight, clearly, with what went on the day. So it's really, really personal with them. And I just think it basically played into the likes of Hearn, who just fucking feeds off of that. And as much as I shit on Quig, I thought he fucking handled it quite well. He might have got a bit of media training over the last couple of weeks, but he didn't seem to be as nervous in front of the camera. He was answering stuff as soon as he was asked, and he seemed confident. I mean, I agree with what Mark McFarlane says. There's 4 months away for this fight, so Cal and that will be just getting their shite out the way, and come fight week where there'll be press conferences and that, they'll no bother their ass. They'll just want to get this out. It's obviously this has been building up for the best part of 18 months, so they needed to fucking get it off their chest at some point. But Andy, you watched quite a few of these, didn't you? So what's your opinion on it? Did you actually enjoy them?
I know, because I like to see all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. It was just, see, after like the first one, I mean, they done them on Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and it seemed to be the same thing. It was just the same stuff repeated. It was like, as you were saying there, Eddie basically being Eddie, a smug cunt, and just basically winding Barry and Carl up. And he knows what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? He knows that they don't like him. Everybody knows that they don't like him. So he was just flinging his rod out and just basically catching them. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it was Wednesday, Barry caught him an arsehole. Then it was Tuesday, I think. Somebody called Joe Gallagher something as well, and it's just a bit. I enjoyed the first cut, probably the first one, and then it was just fucking a bit monotonous. Do you know what I mean? But the thing that kind of I picked up on it, that Gallagher kept saying, stand and fight, don't run away, don't try and box, don't make it like Mayweather and Pacquiao, a boring fight. The fucking object of boxing is to hit and not get hit. So, but does he think he's going to just try and bully Carroll into just making it a shootout? Do you know what I mean? It's just, this is fucking game. Gallagher's a cunt. End of story.
Ainsley, I said this like yesterday. See if like you have to tell somebody, don't run, stand there. It basically means that you're just showing your deficiencies where you can't fight other than a brawl. The way I see it is, Quick can't cut off the ring. He needs a target right in front of him, and Kiko was tailor made for him, because he likes that as well. He just likes to get a tear up right. But we've seen Salinas, but this is Joe Gallagher's problem here. You need to beat the guy at his own game. Why do you need him to come at you? You obviously know that Cal's got this amateur background. He's a boxer puncher. He's going to use the ring. He's not just going to stand there and fucking go to war. He done that a bit in the Kiko first fight. Right, he made it a bit harder than he needed to, but he got the stoppage right. The second fight, he adjusted, he boxed. I thought the fight was fucking great. I was there live. I thought he boxed well. I don't understand this. Why is it? You cannot be confident in your own fighter if you need him to fight your perfect way.
See, there's two ways of looking at it. There's that way that you've done, which everybody used to do with Floyd. So the main one I can fucking remember is Guerrero, when him and his dad stand and fight, you pussy, stand and fight. Then all this, you ran. There's that way of looking at it, because obviously they had no chance any other way than if he just decided to stand there with his hands by his side and throw no punches. But the other way, because Gallagher likes to think himself some like psychological mastermind. He'll never admit it, but he does. And I don't know if he's just saying that to try and, again, if it's just little things to try and wind Cole and the team up, but it's like, out of the entire lot, Quigg's the only one who's kept his head so far. Fucking Hearn was an embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment.
No,
I don't want to whinge about it too much, but for fuck's sake, I mean, if that were my dad and he come home, I'd tell him to get the fuck out of the house. Fucking banter juice. Everybody loves a bit of the banter juice. What's that? Please explain to me. The thing is, you think people are laughing with him, but they're just laughing at him. So,
I just think that when I watched that, he looked as if he was stuck for words and he didn't know what to say, and Rocco, what are you doing, man?
I got a picture earlier. He's doing his nachos and cheese.
Rocco, what are you doing? You have a heart attack. Much cheese are you having? Fuck's sake, man.
You don't get this on the racist asylum.
Aye.
And I've got a little one as well, so 2 packs.
2 packs of cheese you've got. How many grams is that?
Who knows?
So I just think they basically get stuck for words, and that's just it popped into his head. And obviously, when you know you've made an absolute cunt to yourself, like you see the way like Front just now try to own the 70,000-80,000, he's trying to make it a joke about himself, so it's funny. Him tried to do that, and it's smart. It's basically just trying to take the stupidity away from you, so it makes you look as if you're clever. And then you get people hashtagging on fucking banter juice, and I'm like, you know what that is? You know when you're in your house and you're getting full of the fucking tablets and you're sitting gouching at your bollocks, right? And your old man comes down the stair and tries to act all cool as fuck to your mates, and you're like, man, you're a pure ball bag. That is what Hearn is. He's just like the fucking cringy dad, and I just picture him like at the Matchroom barbecue, like with David Brent. Go, do the dance. No, do the dance. And after he's just running round there and like Coogan's like, woo! Go Eddie, go Eddie.
Meister General.
He's like that guy that thinks he's cool, but like a typical American jock that thinks they're cool, but really they're just fucking a silly cunt. You know what I mean? They're all the
thinks he's fucking Chad Hogan.
You know, I felt, and I thought that this press tour, Hearn sort of turned into Alan Partridge. He, like, some of the stuff he was coming out with. But he's being quite clever with that banter juice line, because he sort of turned it away so people can't use it as a joke against him, because he's laughing at it himself now.
But basically,
quite clever.
He's kind of embraced it and brung it out as if it's a good thing, when really we all know it's a fucking terrible fucking statement, and you should be fucking ridiculed for it. I mean, banter juice, fuck off.
On the subject of the actual, conferences, I haven't watched them because I'm just sick of watching anything to do with Quack Gallagher and Hearn and shit like that. But from what I've heard and the clips that I have seen, Quigg obviously has had some media training. I think that's what he's obviously been doing in the past few months when he's not been fighting Nonito Donaire. He's been getting some nice media training, and
boom!
He got his words out, or maybe he's literally just been practicing a few lines for the past.
I have to say, man, I had a couple of ones. See that? I was cringing at it, but I was cringing at the same time. I was like, that's fucking cheeky. That see, like, call me the paper chap. Go call me the paper chap, because you only make proper paper with me. And it was Martin Clark or something that made that gif, wasn't it? When it was gangster. I was fucking pissing myself, man. And I was like, you've not come out with this yourself.
No chance he thought of that himself. But he sold it well, and he fucking pulled the line out proper. Like, so
see, to be fair to Quigg, he's actually been alright this week. He's actually he's been quite cool, and he's not been rattled really. And he's also, like, see when he's interviewing with Coogan as well, he's coming across alright. I don't hate him. I don't hate him, right? I'm a massive Frampton fan, but I don't hate Quigg because he's dedicated. He's a right, and I rate him as a fighter. So I don't hate on him because I just don't. But I thought he came across well, and the point is, see when like Coogan was saying, what about your belt and all that? He's like, oh, just call me like the paper champ. Everybody else does. He wasn't going in a huff or being a diva. He was like just taking it and rolling with it. Do you know what I mean? Which is quite refreshing these days, because everybody kind of takes themselves and their belts too serious. So at least they can have a laugh and a joke about it. Frampton's still going to knock him out, but.
You can't give him shit for the stuff that Eddie and Tesco have been doing. Also the WBA. But look, remember when Cole fought Avalos and Quigg went over on his own, knowing the shit he was going to get? Fucking, listen, like, he's got some arsehole. He's not going to fold. Like, in the fight, if pressure gets on, he's been the one who's kept his head. He fancies it. Like, a few people who said, oh yeah, he's just wants to fight for the money. He definitely thinks he's got Cole's number. Whether he has or not, we'll find out. But he definitely thinks
he's up for it. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the knobheads in this are clearly Gallagher and Hearn. Hearn has just been outright an absolute knobhead, non-stop, and Gallagher is just being himself, and he doesn't realise what a fucking cunt he is.
See, I was looking on Boxrec yesterday. See the thing, right? Quiggs is a 5'8" or 5'9".
No, he's not that tall.
What?
No, he's not. He's
No,
that.
he's not. He's 5'5" or some shit, ain't he?
No. Carroll's 5'5", is he not?
No, I'm about 5'6",
no
and I'm taller than Carl.
No, hold on.
Wait.
Carroll's 5'4".
What?
Quigg is
Yeah, Quiggs
5'7", 5'8".
Quig's about the height of me.
Right, so on Boxrec, Carroll's 5'4" and Quigg is 5'8", right?
He's not 4 inches in them two, man.
And his reach is something like 5 or 6 inches as well, right? So if that's your statistics, see if you're Quigg, your tactics are going to be to box Carroll, use your jab, and keep him along and do that. But they're just going to get in there and try and.
But that's not the way he fights. So he doesn't fight tall. He doesn't fight with a jab.
Aye, exactly. He just gets in and tries to get inside and go and throw bomb kind of thing. So
That's the point.
But they're obviously saying to Carroll, right, you come in and we'll fight, we'll have a tear up. But he's got the physical attributes. So if he could box, you know what I mean? He's got the reach advantage and the height, and then they seem intent in trying to push Carroll or like annoy him into like stoning there and being a tear up.
But you know, I noticed that Cole, to be fair, he wasn't as wound up in London or Manchester. You know, in Belfast, he sort of went into full aggression, man. I don't know if that's just because obviously all them were shouting, but
Well,
I don't want him to do that too much on fight night, or it might not end too well for him.
I'll give you an example of why Joe Gallagher's a cunt.
Just one.
He said, like, I mean, I was fucking raging, right? I was actually going to tweet Bunsey about his podcast because I don't know what's went on in the background, right? But see, as soon as somebody leaves Box Nation, Bunsey has got a right fucking hump, right? And I've listened, and every time Cal gets brought up in the podcast, he's always got a wee snipe, and I know Barry Jones sits there and he never ever like gets involved in all that, but he was just right up Joe Gallagher's arse. And Joe Gallagher, one of the interviews, I can't remember what it is. See if you go and listen to a bunch of podcasts, you'll understand, man. He didn't question him, he didn't fucking dig him out in any questions. Just let Joe Gallagher talk shit. But in one of the interviews, Joe Gallagher turned around and says that it's a British thing where you need to get on top of people that are successful. You go over to America and you don't see the Americans fucking abusing like Freddie Roach and Virgil Hunter. I was like, you didn't just put your same in the same pedestal as a guy that's fucking trained an all-time great and one of the greatest trainers. Fred Roach is going to go down as one of the greatest trainers ever. No matter, no two ways about it, right? And he's trying to put himself in these sort of brackets. No, Joe Gallagher, you're the only trainer in fucking Britain that's getting fucking slaughtered, abused because you're a cunt. You keep saying this, I'm going to play this pantomime villain. Why though? Why can't you just be normal and stop being a cunt?
But again, he's not arguing, he does it to take the pressure off his fighters. Which, right, can we get that fucking image of Terry off? Because that is disgusting.
Well,
This is brilliant.
Hang on.
Put it back on, Rocco. Put it back.
A fucking bingo wing just flapping around.
That's me muscles, man.
Shut up, Rocco. Mute yourself, you cunt.
No, I've got something to say here on Gallagher.
Go
On you go.
Right, I've met him, right? I've met him, only briefly, right? I met him a couple of years ago at Boxing Awards. Outside the toilets, him and Crawler, right? Now, had a picture with him. Now, I'm not being funny, he come across as nice as pie, right? He come across, it's as if, you know when someone speaks, like how Eddie speaks to Coogan, to how Eddie speaks when he's on Sky, he puts on like a different, like, well, I'll call it like a telephone voice, but he puts on a different thing. Now, admittedly, whenever Gallagher speaks after fights, it's like he's a bit like robotic, like he goes, Colin Smith, bang to the body. He's very like defensive.
It was a good impression, that, Rocco. Cheers.
Well, it's pretty shit, but I'm just saying, he's pretty, he's pretty robotic, and he's very like defensive about his fighters and everything. But when I met him, he was just like a normal bloke. He was just like, all right, lads, yeah. So I don't know if there is part of him that once he gets a camera stuck in front of his face, he does changed. Do you know what I mean? Because I've met him for literally 2 minutes and he seemed alright. But yet every time I see him on the telly, he comes across not alright. So I don't know where to take that because
see if you watch the Ted Bundy film, a lot of people find Ted Bundy fucking endearing for 2 minutes until they get split open with a slab and die. So you can't take 2 minutes as if it's fucking what he's like full stop.
No, I'm saying, like, when you meet someone, you can hear, someone can say to me, oh, that Brian King, he's a fucking really nice bloke, he's a really nice bloke, and then I could meet you for 2 minutes and think, what a cunt. Do you know what I mean?
I'd kill you. If I met you face to face, I'd punch your cunt in.
Yeah, okay, I'll fucking see you, mug.
So bring it on, that kid.
I've just seen Josh Taylor's won their first round knockout. I think that's the second on the road.
That's the Jock Golovkin.
Did he win his last fight first round KO, or was it second again,
He
Brian?
won his first fight, first round. And I'm not sure.
He's getting brought along nicely. He's not fighting your usual bums. He's in with like kind of semi-decent pygmy.
Did you see his first fight? That was the guy who's fighting wasn't up to that much, man.
On the Frampton, in the Texas card.
Yeah, there was they're throwing bombs for like the whole fight. It was pretty entertaining for a little.
Right, we'll go into that. We'll talk about that for whatever.
Hold on. There's just been an amazing comment in the YouTube section about people seemingly being nice first. Some guy goes, Ian Huntley was nice to those two lasses at first.
Ash 2495. Right, so
idiot.
I'm kind of trying to swerve that. Who do you think at the better of the press conferences then?
Oh, Quigg, definitely. Just Quigg, not Team Quigg. Just Quigg.
Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that Frampton and the McGuigans got sucked in a bit to Eddie being a fanny and Gallagher being a cunt, so Quigg sort of just stayed there and was chewing on his Lego and being happy.
Rocco.
Yeah, they've claimed victory, and I think the fact that Carl got wound up by it, they would claim that as a victory, I suppose. So,
Andy.
Yes, Brian.
Who do you think are the best of the press conferences before we move on from this?
I would say Quigg as well. I think he handled himself well when he didn't lose the rag.
So it's the first time that fucking Quigg's got a legitimate win his record.
And I think Carroll kind of did lose it a wee bit, but as I said before, that's because Hearn and Gallagher just basically the wind up. But I would say Quigg, yeah.
Shane was kept his head a lot though.
Well, this is it. Like, I know people call Shane like a born bastard, but here the guy's a trainer. He's not here if he's not a performing monkey. He's there to train his fighter to win a fight. He's not there. Like, Joe Gallagher is the centre of attention, and I know people turn around and say, "You would like Scott Quigg. You'd like the Smiths more if Joe Gallagher was." And then I was like, "Look, nobody's got a problem with any of the Smiths other than Paul Smith because he's a fat prick, right?" And it's like Joe Gallagher's wanting to let his guys fucking talk. He's always in the ring at the end of every fight getting an interview. Why is a trainer getting in a fucking interview every single time? You don't see Angle getting interviewed all the time. He's just there to train his fighter to win world titles. I mean, but
is he not the manager though, Brian?
But when do you ever see like managers getting interviewed as well after every fucking fight?
Tesco's not all of the managers, I think. He's the manager of a couple of them, but
he's not manager of Quigg. But just before we leave it here, one other thing that he said, if he, by the end of the year, if Crawler wins, if Crawler wins or something like that, he becomes as successful, if not more successful than Enzo Calzaghe. He said something like that. I was like, are you fucking serious, mate? I was like, you waited for a champion to vacate, to be stripped his belt before you fought him. You've got a guy there with a regular belt that dunked the fucking champion for 2 years. You've got Crawler. Now, we can't say nothing bad about Crawler because Crawler went to fucking fight Abril, and Abril done his usual and get injured. Right? Yeah. We can't do saying all that. I know that a while back I says if he wins that it's not legitimate, but for me, Crawler wins that, it is, right? There's absolutely no fucking... There's no similarities whatsoever for Enzo having Sir Joe Calzaghe, right? Big fucking Macronelli and Gavin Rees. They are proper world fucking champions. That's why people don't like him. His arrogance is written out his minge.
Yeah. I know.
It's quite literally the Joe Gallagher show, isn't it? And that's the biggest issue. Everything is about him. It's not about his fighters. Ultimately, it's about his win ratio. That's what he cares about. Remember the fucking streak that he went on and how they all banged on
52
about that.
undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fucking cringy as fuck. That's all he cares about. He cares about how good he looks. Ultimately, he doesn't care how good his fighters are. He'll put his fighters in. I mean, name one fight apart from, Fat Paul Smith, or a fight where it's, just literally sending him over there for money, where his fighter was an underdog and won.
Yeah.
Aye, right, we're going to move on, right, but just lastly, you never hear Joe Gallagher mentioning about Hosea Burton apparently fucking sparring him clean out in the gym. He doesn't ever mention that, does he? But we'll leave that, won't we? Oh, I hope people heard that, then start spreading that on Twitter. Anyway.
Did you ever see the interview that Michelle Phelps did with Tesco a few weeks ago, by the way, where he compared Amir Khan's gym? He says, yeah, we've built something, it's a little bit like the Kronk was.
Oh, you're
Right, I'll post this up on Twitter either tonight or in the morning. And
Manny Gallagher.
I'll find the part. I'll dig it out.
Oh, we missed this. That's got to go on the asylums.
And
remember that to fucking get that bell out of the week.
It was just before
sake.
Eubank fought Jeter. That's when Phelps was over.
He said,
I can remember watching it, and I almost. I can't even quantify how stupid a statement that is, but yeah, I'll dig that out.
The Kronk gyms had some of the great fighters of all time in there, and you get the people that turn around and saying, "This is a great gym. It's just one big family." What the fucking Brady Bunch, you fucking chump.
It shows the scoreboard as well.
Fucking
the scoreboard. Paul Smith's loitering about in the background. Because, Paul's on the bad list because he's lost 2 in a row.
That's right, it was like they were bumming it, remember, 53-0 undefeated or something. But they neglected to tell you that these fighters were fighting guys who were fucking 1 in 25 defeats and all that record. Fucking idiots.
What he didn't do was he didn't include fucking Quigg's 2 draws in that. He claimed Davis wins. He says that we're still undefeated, and I was like, aye, right.
Yeah, but what was it? It was Macklin Sturm that ended the big one, wasn't it? He had one before. In fact, what was that? 49-0, that one. Because he had 2 big ones in a row. But
imagine if he gets to 50-0. If he brings out a snapback, I'll kill myself.
Yeah. I'll wear it.
The biggest difference, of course, between the Kronk and Joe Gallagher's gym is that Manny Should actually owned his own gym.
Alright, Rocco. Right, so we're moving on, right? We've done this. We've not obviously some of the big news this week. David Hay return.
Fuck David Hay, not in
Press conference.
How much fucking cheese have you got, Rocco? Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck me.
Rocco, that's like 2 big massive. That's 2 big massive blocks of cheese.
What?
You're going to die of a heart attack, a very young man.
It's got more cheese on the side.
Layer of cheese. It's a work of art.
That's not
it's
a
no
work of art.
Look how meticulous he is with it as well. Fucking hell.
I can't tell. Are they your fingers? It just looks like a hand. Just look, just all morphed into one. You look like the Penguin, you big fat fingered cunt.
That's not a work of art. That's a work of heart disease.
Right, so David Hay, Mark McFarlane basically bought tickets for his last couple of fights and flights and everything and lost them. But even he turns around and says that the amount of buzz around this guy, he would still go and buy another ticket. I mean, I think the guy's a fucking wank, right? And I honestly, hand on heart, do not know why he's blocked me. I really don't. It's like one guy that I was like, I don't think I've ever said anything to him. But for what I've been told, is he's basically blew through some amount of his fucking money, and and he's been nicking about. Apparently, hope we don't get sued for that. And he's just basically coming back for the money. And the Deontay Wilder fight isn't what he's looking for. Basically, what he's looking for is he's just looking for the fucking Anthony Joshua fight next year, just to get a couple of fights, get that big fucking Wembley fight, and just get back out again.
I heard Hernley saying that. He mentioned that in a couple of interviews this week.
Did
Maybe
he?
next year. He mentioned that twice. He says he reckons that he's back for one reason only, the big money fight, and that's Joshua. So could possibly see that next year at Wembley.
There's absolutely no chance that Hell will make that fight within the next 6-7 months.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking, because you're not going to go for like the likes of fucking Zumbano Love, Gary Cornish, and Dylan White to go and fucking fight David Hay, are you? That's just...
I mean, he's
not
obviously
gonna
hoping
happen.
that Fury wins against Klitschko.
David A has been fucking chilling with BJ Flores for 3.5 years. That's all he's been doing.
Is that his body?
Fucking BJ Flores, his head's on toast, but David A could be shot to fuck. We're not really know. We'll find out soon, but he could be completely shot, especially with that style.
I hope that people buy tickets for his fight, which will be marked up to ridiculous prices. It'll be straight on Team StubHub. People will go. It'll get cancelled the first time round, so people get fucked in the arse that time. It'll get rescheduled against some fucking bum, and he'll get fucking chinned, and I will laugh my ass off.
So then he's happy that he's back then?
No.
Fuck him, he's a cunt.
I do know that like, at the start of the year, he was talking about coming back. Well, in fact, it was Belfast at we obviously do the bloodshed. What's happening, David? Hey, man, are you coming back now? That pure fucking casual mode as soon as we seen him. And he tell us, he's just walking on something. He's going to be back for the summer, and he obviously lied to us. But the situation, basically, what he wanted was Shane McGuigan to train him over here, but he was basically wanting to see Rigondo's trainer. He wanted him as his trainer in America, and that's where he was going to train. He was going to come back here, and Shane McGuigan's like, nah, we're having none of that. And it took what was that, February? It took fucking 10 months until Hayes basically kind of just realised that
It'll be a year by the time he gets back in the ring, won't it? So.
Well, he's supposed to be back in January.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I think if he gets a quick fight, he'll maybe be on the Frampton undercard.
Well, that's what they'll be trying to do, isn't it? Shake the rust off. And
they need a big name on that card for all the the interest that the ticket sales have generated. I think they're going to need to sell it as pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Joshua, Hay, something like that.
I want to see Bellew versus Hay as an eliminator to fight the King Usyk, so then I know at least one of them two is getting iced.
And then one of them gets to fight the mighty Oval McKenzie.
Oh.
And get sparked out.
Let's see McKenzie with Hay. Let's have it.
Okay, I mentioned that Hay was wanting to kind of train with Rigo's trainer, and that kind of segues right into that. I was basically a dog with two dicks this week when I heard the fucking Rock Nation had signed Rigo, and I obviously I seen the backlash and that. Oh, you fucking born bastard! He's fucking shite and all that. And a guy made a good point. Rigo is not born. He's maybe been in 2 born fights, and that was like if you didn't like the Donier fight and the Agbeko fight. Other ones that see if somebody comes
That
at
was
Rigo.
Agbeko's fault as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you attack Rigo, he's going to knock you out because he's just waiting for that, and he is vicious. And we've seen that what's the name of the last fight?
Amagasa.
Amagasa. That was a fucking great fight, and as I say, I was hyped as fuck. And I know the guy he's fighting is a bum, and he could have maybe get some better fights, but I'm just happy the cunt's back, because now the way I look at it is there is no fucking excuse for no cunt to not fight him now. They can turn around and say, you've not got the belts now, but he's got the backer, so there's no Rock Nation aren't going to make their money back here. This is just they're just basically trying to get fighters to build their stable up for the future. And if the likes of Quigg and that weren't paid, they're going to need to fucking fight him I think
This is the
basically,
thing, man.
I just want to just pull my bobby right now and just touch myself. And he goes back. He's back.
The thing is between the Frampton Quigg winner that it's Rigo who's mandated to fight the winner, not the other ones. The other guys have got a mandatory against Wake to fight, and they're going to prefer that. And none of those cunts are going to be fighting Rigondeaux on 90 days' notice after a fight like that. So he's fucked for that fight. And if that fight ever does happen, it will be against the loser of that fight, who has got some rebuilding to do. The winner won't go anywhere fucking near him because they'll have their own chances to make money fights because they'll be a relatively decent star, I think. I mean, I can see this, especially if they've got a decent undercard, Hay or Joshua, and, it sells well on pay-per-view, and it's, it's going to be one of those fights that's going to be a bit of a belter of a fight. So I think the winner will come out as quite not a star, but get in there, and I think that he'll have a bit more of a command in negotiations, and therefore won't want to touch Rigondeaux.
Can I just add something quickly? First of all, apparently Hayes got a big press conference Tuesday at the O2 to announce his comeback. I don't know who you think it'll be against. Obviously, the time he's been out, he's had a bit of a Twitter war with some fucking bodybuilder.
It's against that, what's his name, is it?
Demore.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? He's like,
fucking shit.
build, his build is like a fucking WWF wrestler. He's like a big meathead, roidhead, with fucking no movement, no skill, nothing. That'd be a fucking massacre. Even if he has got fuck all left, they'll still fucking destroy that cunt.
He's based in Australia as well, so that just tells you that he's obviously shit.
And also, someone was asking earlier about the Quigg Frampton undercard, about whether it was going to be decent, and I dug out an interview with Eddie from a few weeks ago where he basically said, because it's pay-per-view, there's only so much money in the pot, and because these two fighters are getting the majority of the pot, that basically don't expect anything decent on the undercard as a chief support, he said, because obviously Quigg and Frampton have got the majority of the money.
Well, he also says that because it's a co-promotion, they'll have 4 fighters each. So there'll be like 8 fights and then obviously the main event. So I really want to see Josh Taylor on the undercard. I hope he's on it. Not really worried about much else, to be honest, but I would like to see Josh Taylor on it if it is going to be lesser kind of prospects and stuff like that.
Well, sorry, Andy, one more thing on it is that what you just said there about you think he's just coming back for the Joshua fight. If you remember a year ago when Eddie kept saying, when Joshua was beating sort of like pub bouncers and he was coming out with saying, well, he'd beat Chisora, Price and Fury now. If you noticed, he never ever mentioned Hay, and when Hay was put to him, he was like, oh, well, maybe 18 months. So he obviously rates, well, this was Eddie saying it, but he obviously rates Hay above all them other 3. Now, coming back, if he just beats this fucking Aussie fucking dude, I don't personally think, don't personally think Eddie will want to put Joshua in with Hay until he, well, it's a catch-22 because it's better to put him in with him straight away because obviously he's going to be rusty. But then on the other hand, imagine Hay fucking sparks him out before Joshua's won a world title. I think personally he'll try and get Joshua some sort of title maybe later in the year.
But if Joshua doesn't lose a fight in the next 12 to 18 months, he's fighting Povetkin or Wilder for the title. Because he's number 2.
See back onto the Ace situation. I don't know if I've not really seen much. Seen a couple of tweets with Al Heyman. Is there any truth in that, or is that just like kind of hearsay or what?
What, that you say is here with Heyman?
Aye, apparently he was going to link up with Heyman, but I don't know. That's not been announced or anything, is it? No, so I don't know if that was just rumours.
If he's bumming around with his mate BJ Flores, if that's a possibility, because Flores was with Heyman, isn't he?
Yeah. See, getting back to Rigo for 2 minutes. See, the one good thing about this, I see that Julio Cesar is being upgraded to WBC champion.
Yeah.
and it says the last compulsory mandatory was August 2013 by Santa Cruz. Who's number 3 in the WBC?
Rigo.
Bingo.
And I
See
tell
that?
you what,
Say that again.
it's Rigo.
Aye, but Rigo's has been manned. They see the WBC convention was it last week or the week before?
Yeah.
Rigo has been. What's the guy's name? I think the guy is it Vargas or something like that.
Yeah,
Ray Vargas.
I don't
Aye.
think they're going to do that now.
All right.
I think they're just going to. But it's Saya.
That
not
would have been a good
Heyman.
fight. That Vargas is like 20 or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
Andy, you're the only guy I know that's actually watched this fucking WBC convention. I couldn't have bothered Mars about it, but you actually know quite a lot here.
No, I hadn't watched it, mate. I had seen it on Twitter. I follow them on Twitter. Because you pick up a lot of wee kind of tidbits about like future fights when they have these sort of conventions. So it's always good to kind of keep an eye on, so you've got an eye on the ball and what's coming up and stuff like that.
I just think that maybe Rigo will be more appealing if he maybe gets that WBC belt and just tells him, you know what, fuck the fucking WBA, fuck the WBO, yous are shifty bastards. I've got the back now at Rock Nation now, I've got the WBC belt. You want some, come get some.
Yeah. What have you noticed? Did you see the Box Nation tweet from what Rigo said earlier? Seems that Rock
It's a
Nation,
bad man.
Yeah, Rock Nation have got him a new interpreter, it seems.
Aye.
Who's not fucking about, so he's like, yeah, Francis and Quick can run, but they can't hide, I'm coming for them.
Did you see
all this shit.
James Helder is in Vegas and he put a video up, I think it was yesterday, Rigo in the ring and it was his trainer had the bats. Did you see that? That was absolutely amazing. I must have watched that about 5 or 6 times.
What's this?
It was yesterday. I'll link it to you on Twitter. James Helder had filmed it. It was just basically, he was in the ring and his trainer had the bats and he was just, it was basically for his defensive movement. And see how slick he is? It is absolutely mesmerising to watch. I love it. I love the guy. I really can. I hope he goes on and he makes money and he gets himself that WBC belt and then he just, as you said, Brian, just tells him they're all going to take a fuck to themselves.
Aye. Right, so he's on the card tomorrow night. We'll talk to that when we finally fucking cards. But I just want to kind of just run over this quite quickly. Boxing Scene posted about Austin Trout saying that he was going to sue WBO. Now I can only brushed over this story. Alex, what's the situation with he is still with Al Heyman because I know that he was fighting on PBC. Is it him personally that's suing the WBO or is it Al Heyman PBC that's going to be suing the WBO? Do you know?
I've not actually looked into it either, unfortunately, but I know that the situation is that they obviously skipped past him when they were trying to assign the whoever's fighting for the vacant title. I think it was I think either Liam Smith was number 1 or something, or number 2, and it was going to be against Sorrow, who was either above him or below him. Then when Sorrow pulled out, I think the guy next in line was Trout, but they seemed to have skipped Trout to fight Thompson, who was absolute fucking trash. So, and obviously we think that Warren had a bit of a say in that. Obviously he was lowballing Sorrow. He was talking to his managers and the managers were, miscommunicating with him and shit like that, and that's why that fight didn't happen. And I think they obviously completely skipped past Austin Trout, and the reason why they did that is because Trout believes, at least, that Warren, slipped them some money, bullied them, whatever, and he's going to sue them about it because he thinks that he's been treated like shit. I don't know what backing he's got for that, but if Heyman gets behind it, then,
Well, it is Trout who's making the claim. And I'm just reading here. So when this fight was apparently made, Liam Smith was number 3 and Thompson was number 5. At which point, Trout had just been bumped from number 3 to number 4. Then Mysterio was taken out of the rankings. And the WBO says, oh yeah, it was an oversight. But Trout was apparently this is just a statement from his legal rep. Just basically says, yeah, Warren's paid someone off. And he says it can be proved, allegedly. So
But he, like Trout saying that.
yeah, so obviously you can't take it as full, but do you think possibly that this has all been done and then someone says to Trout, right here, there's 50 grand, keep quiet about it, and then he just says, well, fuck this, I'm gonna have you now.
Yeah, I mean, the fucking relationship Warren's got with WBO is absolutely disgusting. I mean, I think it was 7 WBO title fights on that last show that he did, like, you know, European, Intercontinental, World, and now he's doing it again in December. I think there's about 8 of them, and, you know, in a way that is him basically giving him a few quid for doing what he says, and then they vote with him the European promoter of the fucking year.
But what is in it for the WBO with Warren? Because he's not exactly fucking pulling any trees up. They've got some decent champions. They've got Lomachenko's a fucking champion. They had Rigo, they decided to strip for being mongs and giving the belt to Donaire.
Well, the Yanks don't seem to care about the WBO belt that much, I don't think. It's obviously always been a European thing, and obviously Warren helped them from the ground up. I mean, without Warren's involvement, you know, in the 90s and the early 2000s, then
It's generally always been considered like the Warren and Bob Arum.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a joke. When Ben and Eubank had it, no one took them seriously. They thought they were fucking, you know, jokers. No one really considered them.
It was basically Max that legitimised it.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the IBO belt, like of the fucking world, or the WBF belt back then, and Warren managed to legitimise it.
I would rather have an IBO belt than a WBO belt now, if I was a boxer. Because the WBO just seems to be fucking about left, right, and centre.
Well, WBA just the same, really.
Yeah,
they're not as bad as the WBA. I mean, let's get it straight. The WBA are fucking disgusting. They're just basically thieves.
But
You know what I
the
mean?
difference is, one of them does it in plain sight, and the other one seems to be doing it behind closed doors. It looks like there's very little difference in them.
They're all right. I mean, look at how the WBC fleeced Cotto this week as well. I mean, you know, I'm not too fussed about it because Cotto was happy to engage them in the first place. I mean, Cotto should have thought it was mandatory. He's the one that decided to pay off Golovkin 800 grand.
Do you not think that, in a way, has sort of worked because it sort of says to people, yeah, don't think you can get hold of a belt and just not fight your mandatory because we are going to fucking either force you to stump up a lot of money or you're going to have to drop the belt. Because in a way, that sort of works. You don't want people doing what Carl's doing, so to get him to drop it, in effect. I'm not defending it because it is ridiculous.
He was going to drop the belt anyway. This is the thing with it. He was never going to fight Golovkin, even if he won. If he somehow beats Canelo, he was never going to fight Golovkin anyway, and they would have stripped him. So what's the point paying, you know, 200, 300 grand, just whatever they were asking for it. But you know, there's two sides to it as well. That apparently a lot of people think that he's not doing it because there's certain drug testing associated with.
We'll go into this when we talk about the call card. I just want to kind of just get one more thing. I just want to get one more thing out of the way before I go into the fucking boxing, and that's the news earlier on that Kevin Mitchell has basically got a fight with interim WBA champion. That just shows you how much of a fucking farce that organisation is. Sorry, the Panamanian. We're not allowed to mention that anyway, or we can mute it for 10 minutes.
Panamanian.
He's basically got a fight with the interim fucking champion, and I didn't even know Derry had fucking vacated his belt.
He only did it today.
That is fucking farcical, man. Right, so what we've got here is we've got Kevin Mitchell coming off for a fucking loss, getting his cunt kicked in basically for the WBC. They turned around and says that they were going to try and get a rematch with him, so they were going to try and maybe go that route again, which we all know that they weren't. In the meantime, we had Ricky Burns going over to Texas, like, to fight a guy that ended up coming in as welterweight. He put a good showing up, which I think he won. People say that he didn't. I say they won. He did, and if you disagree, go fuck yourselves, right? And then he comes back here and fights an absolute fucking bum for some bum WBO belt, which we all knew that Terry Flanagan was the WBO champion, and he wouldn't be fighting him under no circumstances. That, I mean, like, Warren Hearn and Ricky Burns is it's basically as bad as like fucking Bob Arum, Heyman, and Floyd. That's how bad it is. They could never fucking work together. I know they all just did the other now, but that was just loads of alright. They couldn't work together. We all knew this fucking belt was a farce to just some sort of legitimise like an undercard fight. And what did they do? Lo and behold, today they've went and got Kevin Mitchell like some sort of fucking like WBA belt fight. So if Crawler wins at the weekend, Mitchell wins in December, Hearn all of a sudden's going to turn around and say, I tell you what, WBA, why don't you make that fight? And like I tweeted earlier on, they had 2 years to do the exact same Rigo and Quigg, and they fucking poofed it. Right, so here we've got here is like, I don't know how long Ricky's got left in his contract, but it sure fucking looks like me, man, they're just trying to wind that contract down and get him absolutely fucking nothing, because in my opinion, Ricky's got 2 wins this year. He's got a win and a loss, right? But he done well against Figueroa. It was a fucking hard fight. It could have went either way, I suppose, right? And he put up a... Mitchell's fight was decent, right? He put up a good fight. He still got fucking beat. He still gets stopped for a third time. He gets stopped with Ricky Burns in 2012. He quit, right? And this guy's getting fucking fed. It looks like another world title fight. I mean, you're talking like next year, if all goes to plan, that he's going to be fighting Crawler for this world title. I'm fucking raging. I'm absolutely fucking raging. There's absolutely no reason why he couldn't have tried to... Why not even try to get Linares? Offer Linares money to come back over here to fight Ricky Burns. Like, I don't think this Lycanen fight's happening anytime soon. It just seems as if that's dragging on and dragging on. We know that Lycanen's with Heyman. Linares is with Oscar, right? So it's just going to fucking drag on forever. Why not offer the money? Or why not get Ricky Burns some sort of WBA belt himself? Why is fucking... I know Kevin Mitchell's for Cockney land, right? And he has a wee baldy prick. But why the fuck did he...
Because it's his fucking pet. He's obsessed with trying to make him a world champion. Oh, hold on, a bit of breaking news here. Dan Raphael.
Yeah.
Is deed?
Yes. Golden Boy Promotion and Rock Nation Sports are apparently sprawling over the split related to Cotto not having the WBC belt. Contracts have not been signed either. A mess.
Right, Magic, we'll talk about that later on. We're talking about fucking Ricky.
Yeah, don't
interrupt Ricky.
You know, I've said this before, and I don't like it. So like with Brock when he punted him on down London, then they were going to have the real fight down there. Eddie wants everything to be centered around that, because all you can do is just bang AJ on a card and throw your cunts around him. You don't have to keep taking AJ on his tour of Britain. Mitchell could beat this Barroso. Like, he can hit hard, but he's limited. So, and Mitchell would fucking beat Crawler, I think, as well. Right. The most least deserving title list.
Right.
See, hold on, Andy. See, my problem with this is Mitchell's had his shot this year. He's had his fucking shot, right? With all the personal problems that Ricky's went through because of Eddie Hearn, whether people like it or no, Eddie Hearn was the main fucking reason for this. I mean, they can turn around and say, oh, Ricky's a grown man. He took advice from Matchroom's lawyers, and they told him, you've not got a case to answer for, you can leave Frank Warren and you'll not have any comebacks. And I seen Barry Hearn tweet shit like that. Everyone's fine. And see, as soon as they lost the court case, it's nothing to do with us. Try to wash their fucking hands. You would think that they would be going out their way to try to get him as big a fight as possible, as some sort of repayment. And I hate the WBA means absolutely fuck all to me, right? But see if he's fighting for the interim belt and he's guaranteed like the winner, like next year, I'd have been happy with that. But we all know that he wasn't going to get the WBA fucking champion. There was no way in this fucking earth. And we've seen that as soon as like Ricky won the fight. What's happening? You're going after Terry Flanagan? I know people were saying that and that, but no, I just take one fight at a time. Just try to make up some sort of excuse here, because we know that he was never ever going to go for Flanagan anyway. So
that could happen.
I don't know how much money Ricky got for the Figueroa fight, but I think it better be good, because this has been an absolute fucking wasted year for him.
Well, I think he must have got a fair bit, because they pulled the bankruptcy shit just before, which was good timing.
Well, and when we spoke to Dave Caldwell, that forgotten interview that will never be salvaged, unfortunately, he said that, McDonald got paid quite a hefty sum for going over there. So I think Ricky must have been on a bit of a similar wage.
But the only thing I'd say to that is because we don't know what they get paid here. So if it's hefty compared to what they get paid here, it might only be like 150 grand, which, oh yeah, that's loads. But then when you take earns 10% off it, trainers 10 or 15% off it, managers 10 or 15% off it, all the camp fees, all the other bullshit around it, it's not that much. But that's obviously just surmising, I don't really know.
Yeah. Well, the thing that pisses me off about this sort of Kevin Mitchell thing, apart from, once again, Ricky Burns is getting shafted. I mean, Kevin Mitchell's going into a title fight off a loss. Remember how much, title fight in quotation marks there. But remember how much people kicked off when Broner got his shot at the WBA regular, or Panamanian regular belt at 140 against Alec Vardiev, and it was an absolute joke. Now Kev Mitchell's coming off a loss and going straight into that title fight. And last month, Kevin Mitchell was not ranked with the WBA at all. Suddenly, in the most recent rankings, listed 10 days ago, he's number 10 in their rankings.
Yeah, that's
without
just
a fight happening.
the IBF all over again, though, isn't
it? It happens all the time, and
yeah.
If only there was some way to keep track of all of it. I mean, if you go through and see all of the guys that are getting, some magical title shots, you'll see so many cunts who were never ranked before, all of a sudden getting a top 10 ranking out of nowhere, out of no cunt fighting anybody or losing or anything like that. It's an absolute fucking racket, and it's disgusting, and how they can get away with it is even worse.
What you're saying there, Alex, is he's not been in the WBA rankings, and then all of a sudden he's put in at number 10 after having one fight this year, and it was a loss. That just proves that it doesn't matter what you do in the ring, it's what your promoter's willing to pay. It's a fucking absolute farce. And see stuff like that, it pisses me off with boxing. I absolutely love the sport, right? But see stuff like that, sometimes it just gets me to the point, I'm like, why did I even bother following this? It's it's infuriating.
Well, even if they thought, even if the WBA thought in their, bizarre logic that, well, Kevin Mitchell performed well in that fight, just like, fucking the brother Theron seems to think that Kevin Mitchell looked fantastic in that fight until he quit. But even if they go along with that logic, how long ago was that fight?
It was May, wasn't it?
May, yeah, and those rankings, he wasn't in any of those rankings until the October edition, which got updated 10 days ago.
Yeah.
So what happened between May and October for him to be thinking, for the WBA to think...
Somebody's paid money, that's the only thing that's happened. I mean, let's be honest about it, that's what's happened. It's got to be...
The argument they can use with that is because if you fight for a title, you get taken out of all the other rankings. So that's the easy, lazy argument that they can use.
But yeah, he got taken out of all the rankings when he fought for the title, fair enough, but he lost that fight. Therefore, he's out of the rankings. So why is he getting put back in randomly? He's done nothing.
Ian John Lewis must work at the WBA because he had him winning every fucking round as well, didn't he?
Let's not mention that again.
A farce.
It's just a fucking joke. It's just once again like a guy that Hearn signed, who was basically at the fucking top of his game at that point, and the matchmaking's terrible. I've mentioned this before. After he came off the Crawford loss, they're like, we're going to get you something in there. They're like, right, no problem. Whatever you do, make sure it's not a southpaw. They're like, right, no bother. They're like, we don't want a southpaw now. It's going to be too much work for him. Like, just coming off a loss. No bother. Who did they go and get him? A southpaw fucking banger.
Yeah.
It's like a cannon. So Hearn needs to take a lot of fucking blame for this with the matchmaking. I also think Ricky's made mistakes by going to Tony Sims, but it's a fucking joke. And if and just on that, who does Tony Sims train?
Yeah.
And who's Kevin Mitchell getting all his fucking spanning fee? Ricky Burns. Who is actually benefiting from Ricky Burns being down there? Every cunt. And Ricky's getting absolutely fuck all out it. It's a fucking
That's
shambles,
it.
man. You're a fucking
He's a
cunt,
sparring
him.
partner now, isn't he? That's all he is. He's a fucking
Absolute
sparring partner.
fucking cunt, man. Oh, man, I can't wait to see you down fucking Manchester because I'm going to get you a rear naked chokehold and make you tap out in front of every cunt the fucking damn.
Let's not even mention the fact that Han's trying to sell this interim belt is, is meaning, it means that he's guaranteed to fight Anthony Crawler or Darius Perez, if he wins this one. No, he's not.
No.
Why isn't Craig fought fucking Riga? He's a fucking spastic.
Brian,
Well, I don't understand. Hold on, Andy, sorry. What I don't understand is why is Felix Verdejo not getting an opportunity to fight for this fucking interim belt when he's like number 4 in the fucking rankings?
He's going WBO route though, is he not?
Oh, I can't see
aye, but he's going after Flanagan. He's about number 4 or 3 in the WBO.
So I would go for the WBA before I would go for Flanagan.
Right, Brian, what I was going to say there. I remember you calling this a while ago. I remember, I don't know, probably about 2 or 3 months back, that you says that Mitchell would be put in the frame to fight the winner, Crawler. If Crawler wins, he would fight Mitchell. Remember you said that ages ago?
Aye, because I'm the man.
You seem to be proved right on it, and it's embarrassing. It's just like they don't give a fuck about Ricky Burns. And see, to be honest, I hope he runs his contract down and he just gets to fuck and he goes somewhere where they're going to fucking at least treat him with a bit of fucking respect and a bit of dignity.
Oh,
JD Sports.
what's that?
JD Sports. No, I'm joking. Listen.
We're listening, you fucking spit out, you cunt.
Fucking that cheese is stuck in his throat.
No, my kids are eating it. I'm out in the kitchen, aren't I? Right. So, Ricky Burns, we know the aggravation between him and Warren and what you've just said. So, why? I thought Eddie said that he was asked before about Burns fighting Crawler. We know he don't like to match his fighters. But as you say, I've seen today the winner of Mitchell Barroso's got to fight the winner of Crawler Perez. But I did see a little while ago, like him say, well, yeah, about Burns fighting Crawler, which was meant to happen before, wasn't it? It was mooted before. But he's put the idea out about Burns fighting Flanagan, which you've got to believe. Like I know Warren has said numerous times that he'd take that fight in a heartbeat, but you can't believe that Ricky would even entertain it, fighting on a Warren bill. So why does that keep getting mentioned, that fight? Why not Burns versus Crawler? Why is it Mitchell?
I'll tell you why. Because Eddie Hearn is a cunt.
Summed up perfectly, Alex.
Aye, so we can finish off there because I could just keep going on about fucking Sir Richard of Burns, but finally we're getting on to the fucking boxing after this depression. See what you caused, Eddie Hearn, you fucking bastard. But nice week, well, not a nice week card. I looked at the undercard earlier on and it was fucking trash, but I'm quite looking forward to like fucking Abraham Murray. I know basically what I think is they've got similar styles. They've got that high guard. They throw the odd fucking punch. But I'm going for Murray in this fight. I really fucking am. I've never been a fan of Abraham. I know people liked him back at his like middleweight days, but even back then, I fucking took him or left him. This is one time that I'm not renting the flag or fuck all right, because I'm not British, I'm Portuguese. But I was born in Portugal and raised in fucking Grand Rapids, Michigan. But this is one guy that I wouldn't mind winning a title because he's going to come back here and we're going to get some decent fights if he has that belt. Like, whereas with Abraham's going to fucking milk that fucker until he has a stroke in the ring and gets fucked out. But
the winner's got to fight. Is it Ramirez?
Aye, but like that's going to happen as well. You know for a fact that Abraham will probably vacate that and try and fight fucking B-Hop or something.
Yeah, right. If Abraham B-Hop ever happens, fuck me. That will be the worst fight. That'd be terrible, but I don't think Murray's going to win tomorrow.
I fancy him to win. I don't think.
I would prefer Murray to win out of the two. Not because he's British, just because Abraham's starting to piss me off, and I'm getting a bit bored of people comparing him with Golovkin. But
you know what? I used to be bad for that though. I did used to be bad for saying that. Like Abraham was a bit of a fucking puncher back in his middleweight days, and he was fucking cleaning cunts out. But at the same time, there's absolutely no similarities in styles or fuck all. But Abraham's as basic as fuck with power. But Alec, are you fucking rating the flag this weekend?
No, I think it's one of them fights, isn't it? It is a proper 50-50 in my eyes because. Yeah, but it's not really a good 50-50 because it's probably going to be a really shit fight. But it's really close, and the reason why is just I think that it's mostly down to Murray. I think if Murray goes into this proper plan and the proper approach as as a fighter that's going to throw a lot of punches every single round for for 3 minutes around, then he pisses it because he's just got to keep up that activity against Abraham. He can't let him. Abraham fights in a very, one-dimensional way, and he's always fought like that. He fights with an incredibly high guard, waits until the last minute of the fight, and then starts winging away on you. And that's it. I mean, the guys can easily lose to him because of that, and that's why his fights are always seemingly, quite close. And potentially controversial depending on who you ask, but he ends up outworking guys and winning the rounds. He doesn't win fights necessarily, he wins the rounds. He's very intelligent and a veteran in that sort of sense, and I think that Murray, as lazy as he can be, he can't do that. He's got only himself to blame for the Sturm draw and the what's his name? Fucking Martin has lost as well. I mean, he fought so lazily after that fight that, well, what's going to happen? It's going to be a close fight, and sometimes, more often than not, the home fighter gets it.
He always does enough just to lose.
Exactly. He's got no one to blame but himself, and obviously Golovkin beat the fucking piss out of him. I think that he's just got to proper take it to Abraham, otherwise he's going to get fucked, and I think that he won't do that, and I think that Abe will beat him, 115, 113, 116, 112, and he'll cry robbery again. And knobheads on Twitter will say that he's the most robbed fighter in the world, and he's the best that's ever fought Golovkin, and all this fucking spazzy shit. And I hope they all die.
Yeah, well, see the fights that they're saying that they got robbed in. I might be wrong here, but I'm positive that I still had Martinez winning that by a fucking hoop here, but I think I had them beating Sturm. I'm positive that's the way I had it. But both fights were really, really close. I think the Martinez one, he gave it away in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But the Sturm one wasn't a robbery. It was a fucking really, really tight fight.
But if you go to someone's own fucking country and it's close like that, you've sort of got to realise, I'm probably not going to get this one.
It's the same over here. Exactly the same in Britain. A foreign fighter comes here.
Over here and fucking lose.
Exactly. So they've got to take the same approach. I mean, they've got to know that the home advantage is obviously a very real thing. There's no point bitching about it if you don't put in enough effort.
Murray tomorrow has got to work the body a lot, because if he's got no effective body work tomorrow, he's fucked.
Yeah.
Work the body.
I mean, Abe's got the high guard. That's about it. If Murray's just swinging at his head, then he's not hitting anything. It's hitting gloves, and the German judges especially are not going to award that. He's got to fucking crush him down to the body, just throw lots of punches for the entire time, and have the stamina to do so.
But Smig in the first fight had a fair bit of success to the body.
Tesco left hook.
Yeah, the Tesco.
Manny Gallagher.
Fucking fat bastard, Paul Smith. No, I don't know. This fuck knows. Basically, it's like 2 similar fucking fighters that this could be an absolute stinker, but it could also go the opposite way, where the 2 of them are on that much a fucking level playing field here that it could actually turn out to be a right decent fight. Maybe with one of the fights that you absolutely adore, where it's just a phone box fight with the 2 of them just on there just wading into each other's fucking ribs.
I don't know.
But
That's what they need to do. Oh, well, that's what Murray needs to do.
Murray must be the bigger guy in there. Fuck's sake, Abraham's a midget. Murray's a big guy.
Abraham's not massive, but he's a bit stocky.
Still,
He's stocky, but I think Murray must surely be the bigger guy in there.
He's heavier, but I think that he's just a tank, isn't he? He just fucking plods through and doesn't give a fuck. And that chin on him is godly.
Oh, he's got a decent chin on him, but was it who beats Ed? I beat Edwards and Miranda. I'm not saying it was the best Ed and Miranda. I'm just saying I beat him. he took a fucking beating off him, didn't he?
Broken jaw and all.
Disgusting.
That's who beat Edison Miranda. Tony Bellew, you fucking bam.
Prime Edison Miranda as well. Smashing to bits, Miranda.
I'm not saying he's the best. You fucking clearly aren't. He can't man, he was a middleweight. But
Brian, Ainsley said about Ramirez, and I did hear an interview with Aram saying something about Ramirez being the winner of this has got to fight Ramirez. But did I hear something about George Groves' name mentioned with?
I've always said that though, that at some point they might stick him in with Groves, because at some point Abraham's going to get beaten. Is it not better to get Groves that belt? Because no matter how much people hate Groves, see once he gets a world title, other than Joshua, he's the biggest name in British boxing without a fucking doubt.
The thing is, if the Sauerland's doing that as well, then they're going to keep the belt in their organisation, aren't they? So that does seem a logical fight. If Groves comes back, maybe gets 1 or 2 more wins, and then you get Abraham. I think Abraham, did he not sign like a new 5-fight deal or something like that? So they obviously
Abe's got to beat Murray, and he's got to beat Ramirez before he even has a chance against Guerrero.
I've seen that. Right.
I would absolutely love it if Abraham fought Groves and Groves lost.
It'd just basically be a constant loser then, wouldn't it? It'd basically be getting into the fucking Robin Deaton mould there.
The problem with that is I don't think that Groves has the star necessarily. He's not going to chin Abraham, I don't think.
No way.
He hasn't got the gas tank to throw a million punches.
Abraham could stop Groves, definitely.
No, no. Abe doesn't have the punching power anymore. I think that Groves' chin is really sort of underrated. I mean, obviously the people that put him down.
But
I mean, it's sparked him, but come on, that was punch of the century. That
Groves has only been beat with the second best guy in the division and probably the most underrated guy in the division.
Well, probably the current #1 guy in the division.
Well, like I says to you before, Ainsley, the reason Badu Jack gets shat on as much is because of who his promoter is. Yeah. If he was basically, see if he was with somebody else, if he was with Bob Arum or he was trained with
there's nothing to do with that.
If he was basically trained with fucking Jackson or something like that, he'd get a lot more credit. But because he's with Mayweather, it's like
nothing to do with that.
You try to tell Badu Jack is a decent fighter.
Yeah.
No, people shout on Badu Jack because he got sparked in the first
Exactly.
round.
He got fucking decimated.
He got caught cold.
Exactly.
And look at his 2 wins since.
Yeah, he's done really good since. Fair play to him.
You know why? Because he drank some fucking banter juice, didn't he?
But see the thing, see after he beat Darrell, everybody was saying, that's much better for Groves, because everybody was thinking, Groves is more likely to beat Jack than he is Darrell, and then what happened? They got fucking beat half of Jack, so everybody kind of overlooked him. Do you know what I mean? So what Brian is saying is he does get overlooked, but he did get fucking sparked.
I agree, he's overlooked, but I don't think the reason why he's overlooked is because he's with Mayweather. It's because he got sparked.
Exactly.
But he's not got a bad chance.
Who was it that sparked him? Was it Derek Edwards or something?
Yeah, Derek Edwards.
Derek Edwards, yeah.
We're veering off here, man. We do this all the time. 2 weeks ago, it was fucking. We ended up talking about Joshua, and we were talking about flyweights or something like that.
Just get on, we've got fucking loads of fights.
I know. So who's winning then? I'm going for Abraham. Bong.
You said Murray a minute ago.
Aye, Murray. I tell you that.
He's covered all bases.
Aye, covered all bases. What about you, Paul? Ainsley?
Draw.
A draw?
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie Hearn special. You cunt.
I'm gonna put a tenner on the draw. Genuinely, I've got a feeling.
Andy.
Yes, Brian.
Who do you think's going to win?
I'll go for Abraham points.
Abraham, did they say? What about you, Rocco?
who do I think's going to win? I've got no idea.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
No,
move
no,
on.
no,
Move
no,
on.
no. Look, I don't I've got no idea, and I've got no preference who wins. Like, they're both a bit boring. My natural anti-English bias, I want Abraham to win then. So, but I don't know who's going to win.
You're the most un-English Cockney I've ever known. I love it. Alex, who are you going for?
Yeah, King Abe.
King A? Right, okay. Right. Before we move on to Manchester, I just hope that Rocco becomes lactose intolerant.
What's that mean?
It means that you can't have dairy products or you'll shite yourself. But Manchester, it's a decent card. I'm just getting this up here. We'll just kind of fucking skim through. Stuart Hall's on another fucking bum fight. Brian Rose is on Ruslan Skirlybop. Isaac Lowe, I don't even know who he is and I don't really care.
You're not going to be watching them anyway.
Isaac Lowe v Ryan Doyle for a British English featherweight. Awesome.
It's not even being televised, that fight.
Is it not?
Yeah,
That's the closest fight on the bill apart from the main event. And that's when they're showing Murray.
Charlie Edwards v Phil Smith. I mean, for some reason I can't go that Charlie Edwards, so I kind of swear these fucking fights. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to see what Ryan Burnett's got about himself. And Jason Murphy's past his best, but I mean the wee guy's only had like 11 fights and he's only just joined Matchroom, and that's him already fighting for a British bantamweight title. It's fucking no bad going. I mean, I heard about this guy just as he was coming out the amateurs. Mark McFarlane told me about him, and he was fucking highly rated. People were surprised that he went with Hatton, and he obviously left Hatton because Hatton was a mad fucking booze bag turning up to his fights pissed. So he eventually fucking left, didn't he? And he's went with the Dark Lord, Adam Booth. Oh, hail the Dark Lord.
Is Caldwell his manager then? Or, well, what involvement's Caldwell got with him?
I don't know, to be honest. Like, you'd think Adam Booth would be his manager.
Because he took him out to... he's always with the McDonald's. Bantamweight Klitschko's. So,
What McDonald's? Team 20? The two of them?
nah, the Bantamweight Klitschko's.
Oh, boom. But I'm feeling looking forward to fucking Ryan Burnett fighting just to see what he's got about. He'll beat Jason Booth. It might even stop him. Jason Booth's an old bastard.
Oh, you'll stop him? 100%.
I mean, see Tyron Nuss v Chris Jennings, was that the one that finished in a draw?
Yeah, when Nurse should have really won.
Wasn't that like really shit the first time?
I'm pretty sure it was fucking garbage. I'm pretty sure that Nuss was doing decent.
Yeah, fuck knows what Jenkins are doing for that fight, because he looked pretty decent, to be fair. A few times I've seen him before. Nurse pisses me off.
I was on Twitter before that last fight saying that would steal the show, and it was an absolute fucking stinker.
Oh, God.
Fucking soul.
That was as bad as my tweet before Flanagan Magdalena when I predicted all the fights and I got every single one wrong. Literally. I think
who's getting the background noise?
That's Rocco with the cheese, that.
No, it's not me.
Rocco, let's have a look at your cheese mess.
Oh, is it Andy with the soft scoop?
Hang on, one minute.
Fucking hell.
Okay, next fight.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fuck Tyrone Nurse, I hope he loses.
So qualifiers then, is that it?
Yeah.
It's like that Tyrone Nuss is a born bastard. For some reason, when I see him, I think he fucking Bradley Skeet.
Yeah.
He's like a shit Bradley Skeet.
I know maybe like fucking Press Pass Paul's maybe got a hard on at that comment there because he's obviously like, oh, that's about racism, isn't it? Oh, check you out. Nah, just think two black people are the same as each other. Like that Press Pass, right? For some reason they're similar, alright? Don't just jump in with race, you fucking bigot. But the main fight, Darlis Perez v Anthony Crawler for the WBA World Light title. Right, I'm on record here saying this is a proper world title, right? So, right, I'm on record now, so cunts can fucking cast this up. And I still don't say that Liam Smith's a world champion. I'm not going that. But I did score this a fucking draw. The last fight, I did.
Idiot.
I just scored a fight as I see it. And I'm just going to get my scorecard up here now. I just thought like Crawler was getting more rounds than he should have just because of the crowd. He would do one thing he would do what I noticed was he would land one decent punch, and Perez would control maybe like half the fucking round after that, and people were scoring the round for Crawler just because of that one punch, and they're just not watching what Perez was doing, or they're just basically ignoring it.
I didn't think Perez won that. I thought it was. I think I had it 7-5. I might have had it 8-4. I can't remember. But I didn't think at any point did I think that Perez was winning, even without those points taken off. But
I've got it here. I basically gave the last round a 9-9 for some reason. I don't know why that was, but
yeah, Perez got a point took off.
so I had him winning that round. So I would have had him winning if he didn't have the point took off. Right? Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, a lot of people had that, but I was sure that Crawler fucking won that last round. So I'm sure it was pretty tight until the last 30-40
I
seconds.
thought he took the last round off, didn't he? I can't really remember the fight.
I don't know.
Shit, but
It was a while ago now. Fuck it.
I remember thinking that he thought that maybe he was so far ahead he took it off and didn't want to risk anything. And sort of crashed a little bit.
What I noticed in this fight is Crawler looked as if he's the one that had the power out of the two of them.
He hurt him badly.
Aye.
In the third or fourth round.
Second round or something, was it not?
Yeah, but you know what I said? I think I said after the fight. If that had been a few rounds later, I think he might have stopped him. But because it was that early,
Still had his legs about him.
I think if not just that, I think Crawler didn't want to fucking wade in and fucking bomb him out because one, he'd probably not felt what power Perez had got, and two, he didn't want to fucking end up not stopping him and gas out.
I mean, see with Crawler, you know how when Lance Armstrong come back for ball cancer and he was ripping out his fucking tights, man, just started winning everything. Crawler's come back for getting fucking leveled with a slab, man, and he's fucking. Have you seen the body shape on him? He's massive. He's on some juice, apparently, allegedly.
No, but it was. But you know, with Crawler, because I swear when he used to be at 130, he was more ripped. Then he moved up and he sort of lost it a bit. So I don't know if he's just.
He's grown into the weight.
Yeah.
Training a bit harder.
Because if you look, you know when he fought, I think it was who was it he fought? Is it fucking Andy Morris? Was it the Scottish guy? No, I'm thinking. No, he's not Scottish. I think, but he fought him for the English title. I think at 130. I think I've seen it, and he was fucking. He looked pretty ripped then, but then like his first few fights at lightweight.
Probably because he was just really fucking dregs in at the weight and nothing left on him.
Doesn't it cut 10 pounds nice and easy?
No,
Joe Gallagher's fight is always mate weight.
It's not Joe Gallagher, it's... I can't even say it anymore.
Well done. I don't know if this is a bit of an oxymoron here, but I had Perez winning the fight with the 2 points deduction, making it a draw, right? But I think Crawler looked the better fighter in there, if that makes sense.
Fuck's sake.
It does fucking sound stupid, doesn't it? But
by like a point.
I'm going. What?
The thing is, you know, with Perez, right? Because I can remember before he fought Gamboa and he was unbeaten, and there was fucking loads of people riding high on him. Like, oh yeah, he could do it. It's gonna be like a coming out party for Perez.
Michael Brook had a coming out party and he get chopped up with a machete.
No, I'm not.
Yusuf Mack had a fucking coming out party last week, didn't he?
He had his ass ate.
And his daughters fucking ate him for it.
Where's his daughters?
His daughters were saying something. I don't know. I think they were like adults or something, like 20.
Yeah, I'm fucking tap that.
They were raging at him apparently, saying, you know, obviously a bit anti-gay and that, and it's just a bit horrible for him, really. But he had this massive.
I bet Press Pass hates fucking Yusuf Mack and all. Fucking just lobbing a wee bit of homophobia and with fucking racism and bigotry. Shocking.
With
It's a Muslim name as well.
So, true.
If you look at Perez's record, he's not really got a standout win
Oh, I thought he looked shit against Crawler. I mean, I thought the fight itself was just boring, to be honest.
His only real win of any note is he beat Mamojanov, who Commie starts, but split decision. So take from that what you will. There's not really anything other than that.
Well,
But
they're
like,
evenly matched, aren't they, I think? And that really says more about Perez than it does Crawler. I mean, Crawler's always been that sort of domestic European level guy, and Perez obviously isn't that much better than him.
It's not as if like Perez is some kind of world champion. It's like 4 or 5 world title defences or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, he's
It's,
probably. I mean, who are the champions at lightweight at the moment? Perez, Flanagan, Linares. Who else?
who's IBF? Well, that's vacant. Barthélemy and is it Shaft?
Yeah,
Shafiq.
yeah, Perez
Barthélemy will win that.
West of all them lot. So it is what it is.
Barthélemy is probably. Would you say if he wins that is the best at the division?
I'd still pick Linares, but
I'd have Linares on.
I mean, like
maybe.
Boxing Insight on the chat says the problem is like if Perez is 5% better, I don't think Crawler can get much better than last time. I think that's maybe true. Like Crawler just
I don't know. I kept feeling like Crawler was holding something back, and if you, I don't know why, it just seemed to me like he could give that a little bit more, and he just wasn't. And I don't know if it's because he was shitting himself, thinking only gas out or what. But
maybe, but I mean, this is like a fucking Bermuda Triangle here. I'm going for the Brit again in this fight. I'm picking Crawler to win this.
yeah, I got Crawler as well. I think that he won the last fight and he'll probably win this one.
Just fucking right up Eddie Hearn's arse, man. Right up his arse.
I'm going the different route. I think that was Crawler's chance, and I think he did win it. And I wouldn't say he got robbed, but he had the chance to win the belt, took it off him. And I don't know. I just think it's going to be one of the things that happens, and you say, "Oh, he should have been a world champion because that happened," and then he's obviously gone back in. I don't think he'll pull it off. I think Perez will win.
Rocco, who do you think is going to win?
Oh.
Well, I don't know who's going to win, but I'd like Crawler to do it.
obviously you
He's a
don't
nice
know.
guy. I met him. He's a nice guy. Fucking hell. Come on, I've heard you say before about not wanting him to win it, but fuck me. You know,
I'd rather not.
he's done a good deed there with the neighbours. I mean, fuck having you come as neighbours. You'd help them load the fucking LCD up in their fucking van.
Yeah, fucking can. I wouldn't want to be your neighbour anyway, you fucking nonce.
There'd be rats everywhere for all the fucking cheese getting thrown out.
Oh, here's the cheese. Here's the
Right,
cheese.
I've got cheesy Doritos,
Mhm.
and then I've got a bowl of cheesy chips as well,
Fuck
No
yeah.
way.
some crisps, and my sour cream. And
That
my
was
bit-
yours.
You're
Hey,
disgusting.
just before we kind of fucking go into the very last thing, Crawler getting a rematch, an instant rematch because of the scorecards, I think was fucking disgusting because I don't personally think there was anything the matter with the scorecards. I think it was a close fight. It could have went either way. I had it a draw.
Was
But
it a mandatory?
No.
Well, yeah, then it's disgusting.
But even if it was a mandatory, it wasn't an outrageous fucking scorecard for them to turn around and say, look, there was an injustice here.
Well, no, I don't think so as well. I mean, it was close. There was a lot of backlash at the time, but I think people have calmed down a bit about that.
I mean, this is just basically the politics of boxing again. Like Paul Smith got a rematch on the basis he won scorecard when we all knew that the result was the right in question. They're like, you know what, we can take advantage of this. We can just, you know what, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I wouldn't be, there was a possibility here that scorecard was fucking planted just so they could get a rematch out that. That's how bad it is.
I think Crawler will stop in tomorrow though, so.
So, we're on here.
Really about the cards.
We're on nearly fucking picking the same here. I'm all excited because when I'm right, Nikon's wrong. Right,
Let's get on to the main one now.
right. Well, right, we've got a card for the Magna Centre for Rotherham, Yorkshire.
Yeah, me.
You want to talk about this, Alex?
You what?
Is that a Fat Mick special, that or not?
I don't know, man. It depresses me just looking at it on fucking BoxRec. No, the main card tomorrow night is Miguel Cotto v Canelo. Right, we've got a right fucking belly and undercard. We've got
The way
the
it's
main
happening
man.
right now, so
Right, well, right, we'll need speed for this. We've got fucking the Jackal Mark II, Rigo fighting Brian
El
Francesco.
El Chacal.
Aye, he's going to fucking bust him. We've got Jason Velez. Was that the guy that fought? And he got a draw, but it wasn't really a draw.
Against, who thing you beat? Selby beat.
Gradovic, aye, that's
Yeah,
aye.
it is.
I didn't have him fucking drawn. I had Gradovic winning that 1-1-6, 1-1-2. Then we've got fucking Caballero v Lee Haskins. I actually think this is a really tough fight to fucking call here. I want to pick Haskins. I want to just kind of be that kind of happy cunt where I can just pick all the Brits and sit and enjoy a fight. But I'm quite a fan of fucking Caballero. I quite like him, and
Yeah.
I think I'm picking Caballero. In fact, I might go as far as. In fact, I'm going for it. I'm fucking gambling. I'm all in here. Caballero's going to stop him.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm going to put some money on Haskins anyway, just in case.
in Haskins 5-1, 6-1. I got him earlier this week. You can't ignore that. That's just mental. It's a lot closer.
Like, Caballero didn't look that great against Furio, but...
Are you swallowing your microphone?
Possibly.
Right, there you go. Are you say that again?
Yeah, I didn't think he looked that good against Furio, but I think he could stop Haskins, because it's been done before a few times.
The thing is, Caballero's been off pretty much since that Stewie Hall fight, hasn't he? Has he had a fight since then?
No, he hasn't.
Well, there you go then. I mean, that whole year of inactivity, Lee Haskins, to his credit, has looked pretty fucking good this year. That's why I think it's a lot. I think Caballero's obviously the favourite, but I think that 6-1 is just taking the piss a bit.
But, yeah, it's hard to gauge.
Andy, who are you picking in this?
And he's disappeared.
Selling the nuts, lemon ice with nuts and juice.
He saw Rocco's cheese and zip round there.
He's done a runner. He hangs that fucking cheese, that bog in his runner. Right, Rocco, who do you think's going to win? Go, geese it.
What, Caballero Haskins?
Aye.
No idea.
Right, Magic, thanks for that.
Cheers, yeah.
I'm going for Caballero knockout anyway. It's Mura Vargas. I actually sat and thought, I was like, I don't think I've watched any of these fuckers fight, so I had to go through the box right? And I've got to admit, so here, I don't know if people will believe this story or no, right? But see, in my 20s, I used to get fucking out my face full of ectos and everything constantly, right? And my memory is shot to shit now since I'm in my 30s, right? So see when I think I've never seen a guy fighting, I have to go through BoxRec and check, and if I have actually watched the fucking fights, right? And I just show it. Don't take drugs, kids. They're bad for you. Vargas, I seen him fucking absolutely destroy Wanma. I seen the Jerry Belmonte's fight, and I seen another fight that I can't see here, but he absolutely fucking mouthed Lopez, but obviously Lopez was deep at that point and he was fighting a big bastard, but he absolutely destroyed him. And Mura, I seen the Billy Dib fight, who he absolutely pushed his shit in here. I'm no a specialist on this, so I'm going to leave this to you, Alex. Talk us through this fight, because I don't really know enough to keep my point of view.
Yeah, I mean, I'm big on Mura. I think that I'm really surprised at the odds on this. I mean, obviously, Vargas has looked good. You mentioned the Juanma Lopez fight, but again, Lopez, ever since Salido pushed his shit in, that's it, innit? He's been burst, he lost his soul, and I think most camps have beat him nowadays. He's looking very strong, though, like you say. He's looking very powerful. This is why this fight is, potentially the biggest fight on the card, just because they're so, big punchers, still relatively in a sort of prime state. I think Mura's, he's getting on a bit now. the only fights that he's lost really, the main one, he had a fight against Uchiyama, and Uchiyama's the big man at fucking 130. No cunts touching him, and he put in a fucking belt of a performance in that. He lost, got knocked out, but I think his whole face got fucked up and swollen eye and stuff like that. It looked really grim actually. But he put Uchiyama down, which is no mean feat in itself. And since then we've just seen him absolutely destroy cunts. And obviously, he shotgun Dave, as Rocco would call him. Stephen Smith ducked him completely. I just think that Miura should win this, and he's pretty much a 50-50 according to all the bookies. And I think apparently a lot of money has gone on Vargas the past couple of weeks. Maybe there's something that other people know that we don't, and maybe Miura hasn't looked that good in training. Maybe he's been struggling with the weight, but I just think he's an excellent little fighter, and it's going to be a proper little tear up. And I think one punch could really just end it all.
I know Paulie Malignaggi was over sparring with him over in Japan. He was over there. He was over there for a week's holiday and that, and he went to the Tekken gym, and he said that Ollie Reim were in there sparring. Like on the bags and stuff like that, and he got some sparring with them all.
And that in here as well.
Fuck it, he rhymed off some amount of fucking names in there. I was like, fuck, that must be some gym.
Aye, it's fucking some fighters like that type and label.
What's your opinion, Nancy? Who are you going for in this fight?
Vargas.
No, I'm the same.
And that's based on absolutely nothing whatsoever.
Well, I'm basing my opinion on the fact that Miura ducked Stephen Smith because he's a pussy.
Everybody ducks Stephen Smith.
Shotgun Dave.
It's going to be bad when if they fight in January and Tesco ends up with 4 world champions.
That'd be fucking nightmare of Elm Street, that one.
I'm telling you, after the last fight, I've seen Pedroza. Smith could beat him. Not saying he will, he could beat him.
Rocco, give us an English name for Francisco Vargas.
No, that ain't bad. I don't see some of the Mexican ones. That don't really need. It's not a fucking Thai one or one of them stupid ones.
You not just want to call him like Frank Vegas or anything.
Yeah, exactly. That would suit better. But
what about Takashi Uchiyama?
Violent Firefox.
What?
That's a point as well. Fucking day. His nickname is the Mexicutioner, and the Mexicutioner is, of course, gonna demolish Vargas.
Right, well, I'm going with the fucking Mexican. Rocco, who you picking?
Shotgun.
Sweet.
And Dave.
Right, and finally, we've got the main man, Miguel Cotto, versus the Ginger Kid, Canelo Alvarez.
George Gray.
We obviously fucking know who Alex is picking, so we don't need his opinion. If anybody else is like going to badmouth Cotto, we don't need your opinion either.
Well,
but
I'm contemplating changing my Twitter name.
Saul Canelo Alvarez!
I've got especially the rumours about the weight. I think I'm going to have to change my Niguel Twitter name because it's going to get messy if he's fucked the weight again.
Well, apparently he might have fucked the weight because the whole reason with the belt being taken off, that he's got no reason to make any sort of catch weight anymore. So he thought, well, fuck that, man.
Yeah, but he's going to get... Because he knew that anyway, the belt was going to be on the line if he missed weight anyway. It was financial.
Exactly. So that's why he can fuck it.
I'm going to bring Rocco in here because I don't want to steal his thunder, because he said it in the WhatsApp chat. Rocco, see your opinion on basically what you think is happening with regards to missing weight. You want to tell us what you thought, because I thought it was a good point, and you never ever make a good point because you're a big dick. But
Oh, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm not a cutter later, but no, I mean, there was all that business earlier in the week with the WBC and the belt. We know that neither of them, we know that Golovkin's been mandated to fight the winner. We know that neither of them want to fight him, certainly not next. So Cotto's got out of it with a belt situation. Now, obviously, the weigh-in's about to happen now, so we don't know. If Canelo weighs him, fine, fair enough. But when I heard that he might have missed the weigh-in, I thought, well, is that a ploy by them? Because Oscar's blatantly said, oh, Golovkin, yeah, we fight him in maybe a year or 18 months. So it's quite a clever way to fuck the weight up, because then that way, if he wins the fight, he doesn't win the belt. So he hasn't got to then fight Golovkin. So
Well, not going to fuck the weight that much. I mean, the catch weight is 155. I mean, if as long as he's under 160, he's still fighting for the WBC.
It was 160.2 last week, so he's
he trains more than that on the fight weight. Fuck me.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless he was like at death's door last week, and he's not managed to lose 0.2 fucking of a pound, he won the belt. I sort of hope that Cotto wins just so the WBC have to throw that belt they've had, all fancy belt they've made, in the bin.
I don't, because it means that Golovkin wins his third belt without fighting any cunt. And people are going to go raging over it and hate him for it. It's embarrassing.
True.
They will upgrade, if Cotto sparks Canelo out tomorrow night, the second that happens, Golovkin gets upgraded to full WBC champ.
I hope that Cotto does spark him out and the camera just pans round to pans round to Golovkin. He just gives a thumb up and says goodbye. But I'm picking Canelo mainly because I still think if
Cotto's a puffer and
I just think that if Cotto train, not that he doesn't train hard, but if he really wanted to, he could still be able to make welterweight. He isn't big. Canelo is a big bastard. I mean, we've seen the pictures. I don't care what Andy says. Canelo is bigger than Golovkin. He's fucking huge, man. He is thick as fuck. He's draining himself to get 155. And I do agree with what some people say, that I think this catch weight could hurt Canelo big time, because as much as he's making the 155, he looks as if he's struggling to make it. He's been making that the last couple of years. He's a fully blown fucking middleweight.
Well, that's why Cotto's made this catch weight, I think, to make it the bare minimum and not to give Canelo that much leeway.
But Canelo fought at that weight this year against Kirtland.
Yeah, but he's still struggling with it.
Well,
he's growing all the fucking time.
Did you see the picture that HBO threw up of Canelo earlier?
No.
He looked fucking terrible. So it was, I'll retweet it now. So it was like fighter meetings. So Canelo sat there in a dressing gown, and his face just looks fucked. It looks like he's been fucking beat up.
That's just ginger people, though. That's what they normally look like.
Yeah, maybe.
Andre Ward getting interviewed at the moment at this weigh-in. He looks fucking gormless.
Have you seen that picture of Andre Ward? It looks like fucking Omar Epps, the weirdo.
But the one thing I think Cotto's got over Canelo is that he's a far better boxer. I think he can move better than Canelo. I just think Canelo's just a bit of a plodder. He doesn't know how to cut off a ring. We've fucking noticed that plenty of times. And I'm not saying Cotto is Lara or Mayweather or Austin Trout, anything like that. But he's a far better boxer than Canelo. And he's still got that Puerto Rican fucking trademark punch, that fucking left hook. And that seems to be like fucking. They must be born with that for Puerto Rico, and I know Canelo's got the same sort of arsenal as him, and Canelo's quite good at fucking throwing punches and bunches, but I don't know.
Actually chin him.
I don't think no. I think the only person that could get a stoppage is Canelo, but
no, I think Cotto could stop him. Especially if he's fucked the weight.
How? Just work to the body, or a proper chin, punch to the chin.
I think it would be need to work to the body.
Yeah, but Cotto can work the body pretty well.
Work the body, work the body.
Especially Brian's body.
Gaining at the moment.
Fucking silver.
Nah, I think like Canelo winning points. I would love Cotto to win. See if Cotto does win. This is the biggest fucking trolling session I'm ever going to go on, man. I'm not talking about like Floyd Pacquiao here because we all knew that fucking TV was going to win that fight anyway.
It's never going to get as bad as fucking Cotto Martinez was, right? It's never going to be that bad. So you control all you like. I don't give a toss about Canelo in the long run because he's going to get sparked by Golovkin. I cared about fucking Martinez because he was a better of a fighter. And he had broken knees, and everyone acted like Cotto was fucking supreme for beating him up.
Cotto's a fucking man for beating him up. If he beats Canelo, are you not going to give him any sort of credit for this?
Giving him some credit, of course. I mean, it's an absolutely great win, but he's obviously weight drained and fucked, and it's all Cotto's fault.
I don't understand how he can be weight drained when he's been fighting at that fucking weight.
Yeah.
I'm taking the piss, obviously, but we'll see where he looks at this way. You saw how fucking gaunt he was at the Floyd fight. It obviously made no difference, but
it's starting to look a little bit like that, though, in some pictures I'm seeing.
Well, I don't like catch weights. I fucking hate it, and I'm not making any excuses for Cotto. The guy's a middleweight, and he should be fighting at mid. See if he wants to come in at 155, he can come in at 155, but let everybody else come in at 160. That's your prerogative. I mean, I get back to like
Haskins weighing in now.
Hatton Mayweather. It was at welterweight, but would the Hatton come in at 143, 144? Mayweather come in, mate, 144, 145. If you don't want to come in at the limit, don't come in. Come in under it, but let the guy fucking weigh in at his proper weight. I give Floyd credit for Canelo, but I don't ever class him as a world champion unless he's fighting the guy at the maximum weight. Let's see if you need a catch weight that you shouldn't be fighting for a belt then. Or by all means, like fight Cotto at 150, Canelo at 152, but it shouldn't be for the belt. You should just be fighting for just the win basically. But I'm picking Canelo because I just think he's bigger, and I'm not saying that Cotto doesn't punch harder than Canelo. I think like kind of pound for pound, Cotto's a fucking far bigger puncher, but Canelo's just too big for him. So I'll go on points and see if it's a close fight. Now, there you go. There's your fucking rematch for Cinco de Mayo. If Canelo gets the win, then he's the one that dictates what happens, and then there you go. Cinco de Mayo, they'll probably have it in Texas right enough, so that'll fuck you right up, Ainsley, for going to Vegas. Yeah. So Canelo for me.
Brian.
Yes.
Apparently, earlier on it was posted up the split by the commission, and Cotto's getting 15 million and Canelo's getting 5. So what's that, 75-25?
Yeah, but Canelo's getting all the Mexican TV money, and obviously Canelo's got that exclusive deal with someone, so he'll probably make a fair bit from that. And Cotto's always going to earn more.
Okay.
Who you picking, Rocco?
His nose.
No, again, it's one of them like Quinn Frampton. I really don't know. I mean, the narrative is Canelo, being a young guy, beats Cotto, who's a lot older. But I don't know. I really don't know. Canelo gasses, to me, always gasses a bit. Neither of them throw loads and loads of punches. I really don't know. It depends what Cotto's got left. I just want in fights. It's one of the fights where I just want to watch it and preconceived, you know.
See, that's a good point. No, I know people have turned around and says that Cotto's bad for like gassing later on in fights.
What
but
the fuck? Caballero's missed weight by 5 pounds.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I've seen Oscar was shitting himself, and that's why.
The guy's been out for about a year, hasn't he?
123.5, so it's 5.5 pounds.
Fuck's sake. But
So Askins will get upgraded automatically, so I think he's now definitely champion. Because he was interim.
Yeah, and if he loses the belt.
Yeah, which is stupid. So he could be world champion for like 12
Who
hours.
you picking, Paul? And we can get on. We can get away and watch this fucking.
Fucking that. I don't like either of them. Cotto, just because I've got a feeling he's going to fuck the weight Canelo really badly.
You're going for Cotto?
Yeah, just because I'm
Right, we
Right.
know who. We know what.
Can I just say, at the start of the year, if you'd have said to people, list the 5 matches you want, obviously they'd have said Mayweather Pacquiao, and the second one, the 2 biggest stars after them 2 was Cotto Canelo. Now, considering this is the second biggest fight out there possible, you know, the only one possible at the moment, all right, you've got Stevenson, Kovalev, and things like that. I just don't think it's got the buzz it deserves for being like the biggest fight.
It's definitely not got the hype. I agree with that.
But is it? I sort of think people are starting to get a little bit annoyed with some of the so-called big fights because there's a lot of bullshit around it all the time. I think the way that everyone got the first one because fucking Floyd didn't decide to fight Manny with his hands strapped behind his back and let him beat the shit out of him.
Right, well, we're going to wrap up here. So, Alex, you're definitely picking Canelo because you're a fucking Cotto hater because the racist asylum tells you to.
Go read Shep's lovely article on why
Fuck that.
Cotto does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, because I fully agree.
Hey, just before we go, I just want to kind of plug a guy's book. His name's Chris Walker. He's on Twitter. His Twitter handle is Official Walks. He's just brought a book out with Gary Shaw, More Life and Times of Liverpool Boxing Heroes, volume number 3, The Mersey Fighters. Everybody should go and check it out. He's a nice guy. He's actually quite funny, and he loves to fucking troll Eddie Hearn. So he's
Calling a reverse troll earlier as well.
Oh, I fucking trolled Cal about Belter, but go on to his Twitter handle, it's Official Walks, and the details and that'll be on there. He was doing a book launch tonight down Liverpool, so he's an actually nice guy. I got him stuff for the Wildcard gym this year. Then 5 minutes later, Freddie Roach kicked me out the gym. But go and have a look at that and fucking go and buy one, you shower of tight bastards. But that's us. We've returned after nearly 2 weeks off, and I've only got one more thing to say. Viva la Borica! Cotto! Woo!
We'll be back Monday or Tuesday to review all this stuff.
Shut your fucking mouth, I'll say that. We'll be back Monday for the reviews. Thank you. Peace out.
Bye.